But for now, we start in Indy, where the NFL Combine continues. And the quarterbacks, they're at the mic today. That includes Mel Kiper Jr.'s #1 overall pick in this year's class. Caleb Williams, the former Heisman Trophy winner from USC, joined NFL Live's Laura Rutledge. It's new on SportsCenter.
Caleb, you told ESPN's Pete Thamel you were excited for your first date with the Bears. How did it go?
It went well. You know, in these 10-minute, 20-minute things, they're just, you know, they're testing your mental. They're trying to see if you fit for their organization, and if you can do it. They're testing your mental. They're testing how you are, who you are. They're asking questions about that. So it went really well, I believe, and you know, we'll see where all of that goes.
They're testing your mental, but what did you take away from the Bears specifically?
Yeah, that they're serious about, you know, getting in position, whether it's they keep Justin or me, getting in position to go win games, and so that's the main takeaway that I've gotten away from them.
When you think about your future, is it more important to be the #1 overall pick, or is fit and how that's going to look for what's coming down the pipe for you matter the most?
I'd say both are important to me. I'd say that, you know, me getting on the team and then being in the right fit, I would say I would put it just right above being the #1 pick, but being #1 pick is really cool also.
What has it been like to meet with the other teams? You've met with 9 total here.
Yep, it's all been kind of the same. They're all trying to, I don't speak much on media, and so they're all trying to, you know, test me and figure out how I respond to things, testing my mental, whether it's about things in my life or whether it's about football.
What are you most excited for as this process continues? Here's where it kind of starts to feel real for you.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back on the team. Those are the best times, you know, the locker room, you know, when you're hanging out with your teammates, you know, outside the facility, you know, a bunch of times like that that I haven't been in since like November or December. So it's, you know, it's been a little bit weird for me, but also, you know, you miss it a lot.
SportsCenter on the Road is presented by Geico as NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum joins us live from Lucas Oil Stadium. Mike, if you're a general manager interviewing these top quarterback prospects at the Combine, what are some questions you'd be asking them?
You know, Jay, I've been in a lot of draft meetings with Bill Belichick, and he always used to say, hey, they're going to have more time and more money when they go from college football to pro football. Let's get to know them as people. So I want to ask questions like, who do you call when you have a bad day? What's something that you've worked really hard at in your career but were unable to accomplish? What's one thing you would change about your game if you could? Give me an example of you being a great teammate. Those are illustrative of what they're going to be like off the field and how coachable they will be at the next level.
Pretty good, pretty good. Quarterbacks will be working out tomorrow. As for today, defensive backs and tight ends will be taking the field for workouts. So starting with the DBs, what will you be watching for with this group?
All right, Jay, start with DBs. Time speed is so important. We want to know how fast they are. More so than any other position, they have to be able to play outside the numbers and run with all these great athletes. Secondly, change your direction and quickness. You may be able to run fast in a straight line, but if you can't get in and out of breaks and cover these great receivers, it doesn't matter. And then ball skills, like we're looking at here. Can they make plays and can they make interceptions in contested situations? So those 3 things are absolutely critical for a corner.
Okay, what are some things you're going to be watching for from the tight end group?
Okay, tight end position. We're going to ask them to do a lot of jobs when they get to the NFL, not just as a receiver, but also as a blocker. So I want to see if they have quickness getting off the line of scrimmage. Guys like Rob Gronkowski, for as big as they were, he was actually pretty quick. Then, are they big enough to block? We're going to be talking a lot about Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a great athlete, but he has to have the size and at least enough strength to be an effective blocker. Then, obviously, route running. As a receiver, can you get in and out of breaks? And then your hands. Can you make those contested catches on 3rd down and especially in the red zone?
Insight and perspective. That's why Mike Tannenbaum joins us on SportsCenter. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you.
Excited to also be joined here on SportsCenter by NFL draft analyst Jordan Reed. And Jordan, you were a quarterback. We know they always steal the show. So let's get back to the quarterbacks because they're scheduled to work out tomorrow. Which passer in your eyes that's slated to throw has the most to gain?
Well, without question, it's J.J. McCarthy. And with Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jayden Daniels not participating in the throwing portion of the Combine, J.J. McCarthy, all eyes are going to be on him. And I actually left the stadium about 10 o'clock last night. J.J. was out here actually throwing the ball, going through a throwing regimen. So he understands how crucial this opportunity is for him. He didn't get a lot of opportunities to throw the ball last year. 28 career games. He only had 12 of where he had 25 or more passing attempts. So once again, people want to see him execute and throw the ball inside of Lucas Oil Stadium. This is a big opportunity for him, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he does tomorrow.
Now, JJ did say this morning he won't be participating in the running drills because of a tight hamstring, but he will throw for scouts, as you mentioned. Lots to see with that. Meanwhile, more injury news to get to, and it's Alabama corner Kool-Aid McKinstry dealing with a foot injury, so he won't be able to participate in drills at the Combine. Does plan on participating at the Crimson Tide's Pro Day, though. So what does this injury do to his draft stock?
Yeah, sources confirmed that Kool-Aid McKinstry did suffer a Jones fracture in his right foot. He did discover that in medicals yesterday, but he was one player that was trending towards to being a late first-round pick, but now it puts a lot of things in question. But he is expected to participate in Alabama's Pro Day on March 20th, where all eyes will be on him. We'll see if he does run a 40. That has not been confirmed yet as far as what exactly he's going to do at Pro Day. So we'll see what he does on March 20th, but he is going to get surgery right after the Pro Day. I still think he's probably going to be a late first to early second-round pick.
All right, so we won't see him working out today, but the rest of the defensive backs as well as the tight ends, they will be. So give us one player from each position group that you're really looking forward to watching, and let's start with the DBs.
Yeah, so one player I'm really looking forward to watching is Toledo cornerback Quinyon Mitchell. It's really between him and Tyrion Arnold of Alabama to be the first cornerback off of the board. I'm expecting him to run in the mid to low 4.3s, jumping potentially close to 40 inches in the vertical, and he could exceed 11 feet in the broad jump. That's the type of freaky type of athlete that we're talking about with Quinyon Mitchell. I thought he was the best player at the Senior Bowl. He's only continued to build on that momentum. Now, flipping over to tight end, Theo Johnson of Penn State is another player that a lot of scouts are excited to see. He's currently ranked as my third tight end behind Georgia's Brock Bowers and then also Texas's Jatavian Sanders. Another player that is a raw athlete, 7 receiving touchdowns in his final 8 games last year at Penn State. Another player that I think is going to have a really big outing today during the tight end portion of the workout.
He was a team captain for them as well, started all 13 games. One of the players to keep an eye on. Jordan Reed with the insight here on SportsCenter.
Back on SportsCenter, Kelsey Riggs, Jay Harris, and LSU's Jayden Daniels at the Combine in Indy, but he's making the decision to not throw. In Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, he has Daniels going number 2 overall to the Washington Commanders. So Daniels isn't throwing in Indy, but he is talking. NFL Live's Laura Rutledge caught up with him. It is new on SportsCenter.
Jayden, you've met with 12 teams here at the Combine in Indy. How have those meetings gone for you?
They all went very well. Be able to go out there and just talk ball with those guys, get to know them, they get to know me. So it's been going good.
You know, you've probably heard some of this. Your name is now being brought up as a potential #1 overall pick in the same conversations with Caleb Williams. How does that feel?
It's great. You know, it's a lot of great guys that have the option to be another #1 pick, not even me, Caleb, you know, Drake May, those type of guys. So it's a blessing being in the conversation with those guys. You know, they're 2 great human beings outside of football.
Why should you be the #1 overall pick?
That's a good question. I feel like the team should be the one that be answering that. But, you know, it's like I said, it's great guys on this in this draft class, you know, other great quarterbacks. So it's tough to just pinpoint one thing why I should be the #1 pick because there's so many other people that deserve it.
What is your skill set that you think will translate the best to the NFL level?
Right. I'll just say my playmaking ability. Obviously, you know, you got some freak monsters out there that are running very fast that could chase you down. So be able to get away from them, extend plays, and, you know, make plays down the field.
There have been some people that have questioned your size. You've played in the SEC. You've had a lot of success against some really big players. What would you say to those who would be curious about your size at the next level?
Yeah, I mean, I lasted through the SEC with it. God blessed me with this frame for a reason, so I can't complain about it.
Well, Daniels' resume speaks for itself and is just as impressive, if not more impressive, than former Tiger and #1 overall pick Joe Burrow. When comparing their respective Heisman campaigns, their numbers through 12 regular season games are very similar, with Daniels posting the higher QBR in addition to having more total yards and touchdowns.